I am so full of gratitude right now. My biggest problem right now in this moment is that I have a wedgie and I just painted some gold sparkles on my nails. So I can't pick my wedgie or I will ruin this really cute pink jumpsuit that I'm wearing. And I realize how blessed I am that that is my biggest problem right now. So remember, whatever is going on in your world, it is temporary and it can be fixed. And if I could holler for anyone to come and help me with this situation right now, I probably would. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? I'm Elysia Skye, and this is the Brilliance Method Podcast. Through mindful, motivational, and often hilarious conversations with thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives, you'll discover new ways to create your life on purpose. I just got a knock on the door, and it was my postal person bringing me a delightfully festive package from two of my dear friends in Australia. There's nothing like getting things in the mail because it reminds you of just being a little kid and just getting presents. All the dogs, dear Elysia, Kaylin, and fur babies, have a positively awesome holiday. Wishing you all a wonderful Christmas. Can't wait to see you in May. Fingers crossed. With love and best wishes, Nick and Amy. We've got flying squirrel socks, and it says Save Australian Wildlife. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. And it's a Christmas tea towel with holiday dogs. Holodogs? Holodogs. Oh my goodness. Nick and Amy, if you're watching, thank you. I love you. So thoughtful. So sweet. So fun. You made my day. How incredible. So why would I open a Christmas gift on my podcast? Well, this episode is all about connection and relationships and ease. I just taught a class today called Let It Be Easy. And the purpose of the class is to remind you that you make choices every day in your life, and your life matters and your happiness matters, which also means the choices that you make matter, and how you think and feel about your life matters. And when you live this way and follow some of the tips and things that I'm sharing from my heart for you, you develop beautiful friendships across the world, relationships like how I'm married to who I believe is my soulmate now, since we've been married since 2011, but together since 2008. I'm so grateful. I have such close friends, and my relationship with my family is really good. And there have been times in my life where relationships with certain family members was not good. They were not good. And through doing this work, I've healed it. And is there more to heal, more to forgive? Absolutely, on both ends. This is a work in progress, right? And whatever you've got going on, it's a work in progress. And whatever they've got going on, it's a work in progress. But when we really show up from a place of love and compassion for ourselves, how could we not reflect that outward into the world, creating a ripple effect of kindness and joy and fun and open-hearted and open-minded opportunities for forgiveness? This is easy. Let's go. Letting it be easy. So when I talk about letting it be easy, what comes to mind when I say it in let it? It might be work, money, health, love, relationships of any kind, inner peace. When we call in ease into our life, we're making a choice that we no longer want to suffer or struggle, even if it's on a subconscious level. And when we do that, things just get easier. So essentially what I'm saying is it's about your intention, but there's aligned action connected to it, which I'm going to break down for you today. If you're brand new to this podcast, if you just happen to have found it or have been referred to it, I would greatly appreciate it if you would follow or subscribe. And of course, leave it a 5-star review if you love it. Thank you for supporting this mission, helping so many people to create their lives on purpose. And if you're looking for accountability, community, and an expansion of the type of work that we're doing today, I do have a coaching program called the Emerald Collective of the Brilliance Method. And there is a link in this podcast description if you'd like to apply to be a part of it. It includes all of my online courses, which is a life purpose course, a course creation course to create your own course or program, sharing your brilliance with the world, a soul-aligned sales course to help you get out of your own way and overcome any fears around sales. And I have beginning and advanced meditation as well in the meditation method. So let's get into it. Right now, at the time that I'm recording this, we are coming upon the holidays here in the United States. So when I say the holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever it is that you are celebrating, if you happen to have found this episode further into the future, that's okay. I hope you are celebrating something wonderful in your life. And when I begin to talk about our goals and our accomplishments 12 months into the future, it's okay if it's not December 2025 that you're thinking about. Just imagine 12 months from the date that you're watching this show. Winter is such a beautiful time for pausing and reflecting. And that's true anytime we are circling around the energy of the solstice. And when it comes to our human energy, I believe that we are always in one of three cycles. We are either in create, maintain, or let go, or as my teacher, Anne O'Brien, calls it, destroy. And I'm going to give you the cliff notes on this, but if you want to go really deep into this philosophy, look up Anne O'Brien's Everyone is Psychic. I happen to have narrated the audiobook for her, so I hope you'll enjoy that version if you choose to listen instead of physically read it. So we are either in create, maintain, or destroy. So right now, when you think about the cycle that you're in your life, how you're feeling, the energy that you have, what you are inspired to do, what your intuition is telling you to do. If your intuition or your higher self or that little voice inside your mind and your heart is encouraging you to let some things go, maybe you're leaning really into the energy of winter and you are releasing, you're feeling like you want to let go of certain relationships, let go of items in your house, let go of old behavior patterns that aren't serving you anymore. You might be in that destroy or let go energy cycle in your life. And that's a good thing. We have to let go in order to create, in order to receive what's next for us to create. Now, if you're in this like mad scientist mode, like go, go, go energy, and you just want to accomplish and create, and you're inspired to write and connect and play and produce whatever it is you're putting together in your life for yourself. And it could be something like you're writing a book, or you're putting together a course, or you're finally creating jewelry or your own line of something, or maybe it's just in your own home. You feel like you want to redecorate your space that you're in. You might be in the energy of create. Perhaps you haven't been in a relationship in a while, and now you finally feel inspired and ready, even if you're scared, even if you don't know what to do or how to start, to begin receiving love into your life and to be in a loving relationship. You might be in the energy of create. If you feel like things are in flow and maybe you've got some ideas, maybe there's things that you know are going to move out, but you're in a cycle of maintain, it could look like or feel like, okay, everything is kind of like status quo. I'm fixing things, I'm surfing along, but it's not until you get truly inspired and energized to make change that you've stepped back into a cycle of create or let go / destroy. So what cycle do you think you're in right now? I am in create. Like all I want to do is work on this show, work on my Emerald membership, work on my television series that I'm developing. I just rearranged my office. Like I just want to create. And it feels really, really fun. And this might last for a week, a day, a month, a quarter. I don't know. There is no rule in how long each of these cycles last. So I encourage you to lean into whatever cycle you're in and give yourself permission to rest and pause, no matter which cycle you're in. Even if you're in a let go cycle in harmony with winter, you still have to pause and breathe. If you're in a hyper create cycle like I am with my manifesting generator energy, I still have to rest. Yesterday, for example, I was on my computer, on Zoom, on meetings, teaching classes. I had a couple of clients. By around 4:30, 5 p.m., I was done. And normally I can go till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. But I was done. I needed to rest. And around 5 o'clock, I just went and took a nap. And I took a nap until almost 8 o'clock. Now you might be thinking, well, then you might as well just go to bed. But I got up at 8. I had dinner. I spent some time with my husband. I was promoting the podcast episode that was coming out that week. I just like tapped back into it a little bit. I hung out with some of my friends. Like I did a lot between 8 and 10. And then I went back to bed around 10:30. So Just follow the flow. Now, don't get me wrong. There is beauty and power in structure. I believe that we do have to have some element of routine and structure. It's essential to have our own personal discipline when it comes to our habits and our work. Otherwise, we're just going to be kind of flailing. Been there, done that. Having been brought up with a lot of Buddhist philosophies and having, spent a lot of years studying karate and also taekwondo, I really respect the idea of discipline and routine. I see how it affects us and it makes us stronger. And with that in mind, we still have to rest. Oh my gosh, in my taekwondo class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we were to be at the studio at 6 a.m. and we would do a 3-hour cycle of running around the studio. And I literally mean studio. It was at CBS Studios in Studio City, California. We'd be like running through like, oh, there's New York. Like we're just running up the stairs, down the stairs, squats, sit-ups, all the things. And then we would come in and we would meditate and we would have a discussion and then we would practice different forms and things like that. And I really tried as best I could to come every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursdays was the afternoon class. I committed. I did very well, but there were days that I just needed to rest. My body had to pause. It had to rest. I couldn't make it all of the time. So was I a black belt? No. Was I the top student when we went to championships? No. And that's okay. And there were people who were, and it was easier for them to go all in and use their rest in different ways, right? We have to honor our body for where we're at. We're not all meant to be Jennifer Garner and Alias, even though I know that's kind of an old reference at this point, but that was my dream at the time. I'm like, I don't know that I am built for this. I could train myself to be built for this. And if I wanted it bad enough, perhaps I would have done it. But we have to meet ourselves where we're at, and we have to be gentle with ourselves and give ourselves grace for what we're capable of accomplishing and not accomplishing yet. So leaning into the energy of this season, I want you to commit, not to me, but I want you to commit to yourself. Put this on your calendar. I want you to commit to intentionally pause. Pause for days at a time, whether it's 3 days or a full week. Just find some time where you're not going to fully go in and focus on work. Even if you're in create and you're in mad scientist mode, give yourself time to pause. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go really slow and do nothing. It could mean that you go on nature walks or you read a bit more or you do something else other than keeping your nervous system activated that it has to constantly be working or doing or creating. All right. So find the moments where you can pause for as much as you can, for as many days as you can. So in addition to that overall pause, I would love you to commit to taking a full day off of social media, which includes podcast watching or listening. Okay. A full day. So looking at your calendar, if you're driving, don't do that right now, but looking at your calendar, choose a day sometime in the next 2 weeks, no matter when it is that you are watching or listening to this episode. Choose a full 24 hours where you are not going to engage Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, all the things, Instagram, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever's popular right now. Disengage for 24 hours. Give your mind, body, and soul a break. I'm not telling you to not text people or to not use your phone. That's next. Next, find a 24-hour cycle where you can be completely off of electronic devices. I hope that even just by hearing that idea, it brings you peace versus stresses you out. Now, whatever you do for a living might completely rely on an electronic device, which most of us are dealing with right now. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing that I get to work remotely. I get to produce this podcast from my home. I get to see clients all over the world from this space. It's all because of my phone, my computer, and this camera and this microphone, right? But there are lights shining on me. There is light coming from these devices. Even just the energy of presenting and working, it fills me, it feeds me. There's a cyclical nature to it that it feeds me. And then I also feel tired from it. So because of this, we have to give our body a break. The first time that I did this, I was leading a retreat and I had been marketing the retreat for about 6 weeks. So just about every day for 6 weeks, I was checking email, Instagram, my Facebook group, commenting back. Even if I had pre-scheduled emails and marketing for it, I still wanted to check in and engage back with people who were interested and curious about the event. And then I took an entire day off the day before the retreat. I gave my phone to my husband and I said, if anybody calls me or texts me and they need me, then you let me know. Or if you want to hold the phone up on speaker, I will turn my back to it. If it's an emergency, fine. Like, let me know. We'll break the rule. But I don't want to look at a TV. I don't want to look at a computer. I don't want to look at a phone. I don't even want to look at the clock on the microwave. I'm going to read. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to play in the pool. I'm going to go in the hot tub. I'm going to go on some walks. Now, depending what time of year it is, you could do some or all of those things. but I took a day off to completely reset my system, my mind, body, and soul. And oh my gosh, thank goodness that I did, because I led the retreat. It was 3.5 days of leading the retreat. And then there was a 10-day marketing cycle after the retreat. So I wasn't back offline for another 2 weeks. And then all the clients that joined during that retreat cycle, of course, I'm now going to be engaging with those clients and working with them. And I'm so excited. I want to be with them. So I wasn't offline again for a very long time. So really be radically honest with yourself. When was the last time you took an entire day off of electronic devices? Right? Maybe if you're going on a ski trip, you're still using your phone to navigate the GPS to the location or whatever, like, fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. None of this has to be perfect. If I'm asking you to take a whole day off and you can only do a few hours, fine. It's better than nothing. It's like meditation. If I ask you to meditate for 20 minutes a day and you can only do 5, amazing. You meditated for 5 minutes. So do it. Do the best that you can. Meet yourself where you're at. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. This is how you let it be easy. You get to do a little bit at a time, doing the best you can with where you're at in the moment, being kind and gentle with yourself as you transform into this next version of yourself that you're so proud of, that the whole world needs to know. Another thing that I want you to do is intentionally ground. I have a grounding meditation. I'll put a link for it in the description of this episode if you want to listen to the grounding meditation and use that every single day. You can also have a grounding mat. I have a grounding mat. I think it's by Grounding Well. And I also have their bed sheet. It's a sheet that goes across the whole bed and it just plugs into the grounding port. And it's phenomenal. Since I've started using it, and this is not a sponsored conversation, by the way, since I've started using it, I've actually slept better. And my cat, who's always outside during the day, he's like in a fenced in, it's very safe for cat people who worry about that. He has his own like 6-foot wall. He can't get over it because he's an old man and other animals can't get in. Anyhow, he sleeps on the grounding sheet during the day now because it's too cold for him to go outside. So there really is something about the energy of grounding, of earthing, of putting your feet on the ground. Now, if it's snowing outside and ice all the time, you're not going to want to put your feet on the ground. Okay, I get that. So maybe find some sort of grounding mat or something like that. And one of the things my friend Dr. Jennifer Kane taught me is that you can ground just by touching plants. You can walk outside with your shoes on and just hold the leaf of a flower or a tree. You can ground in just by doing that. You don't have to take your shoes off. Okay. So find a way every single day to intentionally ground, especially if you've been feeling stressed out and you're not sure which energy cycle you're in and you are committing to this pause. You are committing to bringing ease into your life. When we align our mind, body, and spirit with the energy of being grounded and being present, of course, everything else is going to simplify because our brain calms down, our nervous system calms down. There's so much science and data behind this. So if you're always going, talking, worrying, checking everything, and then laying down just to pass out, but then you can't because you can't stop thinking. You didn't give your mind a break. You didn't give your brain an opportunity to rest during the day. You didn't tell the cells in your body that they're safe, that they're not actually running from the tiger or the dinosaur. It's part of our DNA that if we feel unsafe, we will go. And then the cortisol levels in our body, that stress hormone increases, then, that's harder to lose weight. Everything else is off. More cellulite is built. It's just a big, big mess. And also our gut is the only other place in our body that we have brain cells besides our brain. So if our body thinks it's in fight or flight because we haven't rested, we haven't paused, we haven't grounded, we haven't been intentional about our energy, we're not honoring the cycles that we're in, then of course your gut is going to be a bit messed up. Have you ever noticed if you're on vacation, like you just don't poop? Like it's a thing, right? And this is very different for men than it is for women. A lot of men, when they get stressed, they're just like, psh, like it all happens real fast, right? For women, they tend to hold. So I'm not really sure the science behind that one, but we all respond differently, right? If a tiger is chasing us, either we got to empty out so we can run super fast, or we got to hold it in so we could run super fast, right? So that is where that comes from. And even though we're not technically running from tigers anymore, we're looking at our emails. We're thinking about obligations that we might feel some guilt around or things we're looking forward to, but we're not able to be present for the things that are happening right now. We are in a constant cycle of stress, and that is not how we create our lives. So we have to pause. And when we pause, we can listen. We can listen to our intuition. We can listen to, if you believe, our angels, our guides, God, the universe, whoever it is that is here to support us and guide us on our path. even if it's your own higher self. What a beautiful thing. But how will you hear it if you don't slow the hell down for a second, and hopefully a lot of seconds? So when we finally slow down, when we finally embrace the pause, what happens is we hear what we need to do next. So many people come to me because they just want someone to tell them what to do. Like, just tell me what to do. I'm just tired of trying to figure it out myself. Well, the truth is, you already know what to do. Now, maybe you don't have all the strategies of someone who has all the years of business experience that your coach might have, right? Or your mentor or one of your colleagues has. So it's great to get other information and other ideas and brainstorm. Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things in the Emerald Collective is it's a mastermind of high achievers and amazing people who are accomplishing and being, not just doing, and working towards their dreams. But we practice this work. And when we can pause and listen and be still, even if you don't call it meditation, even if it's just taking a breath in the moment, you will hear with clarity and guidance what you're supposed to do next. So if you're looking ahead at the next 12 months from the date that you are listening to this right now, what is that date? I encourage you to get out a journal, or if you want to be typing along, go ahead. And if you're not able to write anything down right now, that's okay. But imagine the date 1 year from right now. If I asked you, what's a goal that you want to accomplish 12 months from now? Do you have an answer? Now, you may or may not, but I want to propose a different question. If I ask you to visualize 1 year from now, we are celebrating. We are celebrating you. What are we celebrating? What is it that you accomplished, that you have gathered people that you love, and you're in a place that you're excited to be in? So think about it. Where is this place? Where are we? Where are we 12 months from now? Who is with us? I'm putting myself in your vision. Okay, I know maybe I shouldn't do that. So where are you 12 months from now? Who is with you? And what are you celebrating? If you want to pause this episode and write that down for yourself, go ahead. Really be intentional about this. Intention is half of manifesting. Intention plus aligned energy and action is how we create. So give yourself the permission to have clarity on your dreams. Will you do this just for a moment? Okay. We're celebrating 12 months from now. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you celebrating? Sometimes asking ourselves, what is it that we're celebrating, will give us much more clarity than what's your goal, right? It feels like there's so much pressure on the goal. Andrea Quinn talks about how goals is such a masculine word. So she likes to use the word accomplishment, which I totally agree with. But for the purpose of this exercise, if I just ask you what's your goal from 12 months from now, or what are you accomplishing 12 months from now, it can get a little bit heady, right? So let's tune into the celebration of it. It's kind of funny. I did 2 workshops this week, one with a very spiritual, mystical, energetic healer, and the other with a multimillionaire business coach. And I had already prepared my own Let It Be Easy workshop that I taught earlier today, the day that I'm filming this for this podcast. And all 3 of us asked the same question. In 12 months from now, what are you celebrating? Now, we asked it in slightly different ways, but I think it's really cool. You have the multimillionaire business guru, you have the very high level mystic, and then you got me like somewhere in the middle. And we're all asking you the same thing. What are you celebrating? So that tells me there's something to this. There is something to when we visualize and we write it down and we share it with others, it is more likely to come true. But beyond just doing those things, we also have to look at the details of what it is that we're visualizing. And I don't mean like what shoes are you wearing, although I hope they're super, super cute. But when you look at visualizing this thing in 1 year from now, hone in on what else you accomplished. Maybe in 1 year from now, you made your $1 million, or you got married, or you finally got divorced, or you published your book, or you moved to a new country, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a smaller goal. You finally cleaned out your closet. Like, that's huge. Okay, don't take that one for granted. So you finally did it and you see yourself celebrating it and doing it. Don't forget to reflect on, to remind your past and present self what breakthroughs occurred in this year to come. What did you learn? What obstacles were in your way in accomplishing what it is we're celebrating? How did you navigate those obstacles? Who helped you? What did you do? What did you let go of? What did you ask for? Who did you become? Ask yourselves these questions. Sit, write it down. Allow the answers to land in your energy. Create your roadmap for the next 12 months. You already know the answers. You already know what to do. And like I said, if there's a teeny tiny piece of strategy you don't know the answer to, that's what I'm here for. That's what your other business coaches, your colleagues are for. That's what your friends are for. Even if that strategy has something to do with your personal life or your family life. Sometimes we need help navigating our relationships. But if you can tune into what those obstacles were in this beautiful thing that we're celebrating 12 months from now, there were definitely some obstacles. All right. There were. I'd love if you imagine that there weren't, but there were. This is life. Life lifes at us. But now, what were they? And how did you navigate them? Again, if you want to pause and write this down or work through this, then go ahead and do that. In addition to getting clarity on this process, what we're also talking about here on a really high level is manifestation. Because when we don't know what it is we want in our life, and us spiritual people tend to, okay, I trust if it's meant to be, it'll be, right? There's a danger in that. Because if you're vague about what you're asking for, you're going to get vague results. Vague questions lead to vague answers, and we do not want a vague life. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get some clarity. The universe is not going to make a decision for you. If you're saying, hey, universe, I leave it up to you, right? I'm just going to wait for you to give me an answer. The universe is like, oh, wow, she really loves waiting. Let's give her more waiting. Like, that's not what we want, but that's how manifestation works, right? So, and I want to be really clear that this is really different than let go and let God. I believe that when something is out of our control, which is pretty much everything except our perspective, right? But when something is out of our control, there's something that we really can't change. We can choose to surrender. We have to trust. We send love and healing energy and light in the direction of that dream shifting for you or whoever it's for, okay? But with your specific dream, you must have some clarity on what you're calling in. And it doesn't have to be 100% scripted out. Okay. A lot of us believe the script is written. But here's the thing. I'm a producer. And if somebody hands me a script, I know it is my job to fill in the details. And guess what? You're the producer of your life too. If someone hands me a script and they're like, hey, your new life takes place in Nashville, right? Here it is. We've painted the exterior day, Nashville house, right? A small manor, 10 minutes from downtown. Great. Now, as the producer, I get to play. Well, it doesn't say there's a pool, but I think I want to find one with a pool. Or the perfect one that I found, I wasn't planning for it to have a pool, but this one has a pool. Or maybe I'm going to build a pool. Maybe the walls are kind of an off-white color, but I want one teal wall, right? Maybe I'm going to put a gym in the basement. So I did all of these things in my house because spiritual people still have to make decisions about their lives. I would never just move into a house and be like, cool, this is the house I got. I don't have to change anything. Now, sure, maybe there's a circumstance for that if you really found the perfect thing with your perfect aesthetic and whatever. But I don't want you to be vague. I want you to sit in silence and receive your vision. Receive what obstacles might be in your way. Receive, ask, right? This could be prayer. This could simply just be asking your higher self, okay, here's what I'm celebrating. In 12 months from now, beautiful. Here's the breakthroughs that I had. Here's the wins. Here's some other small accomplishments around it. Professional, personal, health, spiritual accomplishments. Oh my gosh, this is all so beautiful. And how did I get here? There were definitely obstacles. What were the obstacles? Okay. How did I navigate those obstacles? Write yourself a roadmap for how you did it. This is magic. This is so much fun. Now, my spiritual teacher, she doesn't like to be called a medium. She says we play with energy, right? She's a teacher of energy. And in reflecting on meditation, going into that silent, quiet place, she said the most beautiful thing. Now, I'm going to use the word God, but if you want to replace it with universe or higher self or whatever it is that resonates with you, go right ahead, okay? She said, when you sit to meditate, you tell God you are worthy. When you tell God you are worthy, God says, as you wish. Isn't that nice? That is so nice. It is so nice to know that I am worthy and deserving of a happy life. You are worthy and deserving of a happy life. Everyone you know and love is worthy and deserving of a happy life. Even the people that you might dislike or hate or see as your enemies or see as the enemy of your country or your political views or whatever it might be, they are worthy and deserving of a happy life. Because you know what? If angry, cruel people were happier and peaceful, the world would be a better place. And people would be less cruel and less angry, which means they would be more kind and they would be happier. They would do kinder things in this world. And we can do this. It's a ripple effect. It's a domino effect. This is why I say be the lighthouse, not the lifesaver. As the lifesaver, we're jumping into that cold water with the sharks and the screaming person we're trying to save as they're pulling us down on that floaty thing, right? The lifesaver. But as a lighthouse, we stand tall and strong, shining our beacon, really sturdy in the ground. And they will find our way to us as we shine that light, as we lead by example. So I ask you to do this and share this with your friends. Teach this work. Nothing that I ever share with you, you have to give me credit for. Of course, I love a shout out. Tag me anywhere you're sharing any of these quotes or anywhere you're sharing this podcast. Thank you. But please teach this. If I can help you and you help someone and they help someone, this is the domino effect of how we make change in this world. And I totally get it that a lot of what I'm telling you today might feel hard or it might feel scary. But when you truly know that you are worthy of your happy life, you will go all in. And you might not know that or believe that just because I said it. But if you spend a little bit of time practicing some of these things that I'm sharing with you today, that belief will build because you matter. And here's the thing. Don't wait to do these things until you feel ready. Just start. If everyone waited to do something until they were ready, the human population would have died out a long time ago, okay? And it doesn't matter how long it's taken you to accomplish what it is you've been working towards. Your success, whatever your definition of it is, could be on the other side of this podcast episode. You might have an amazing breakthrough of something that I said that hits you in a month from now or this coming quarter. Your breakthrough might be today or tomorrow. You don't know. So just stay open. And if you're an entrepreneur of any kind, whether you are an author or a writer or an actor or a producer, or you create something, or you have your own business, or you're thinking about starting your own business, when somebody chooses to opt into something or to buy something or to say yes to something that you're offering, they are making a decision based on their own worthiness. They are asking themselves, am I worthy and deserving of having this, of getting these results, of having this experience, of having this thing? And will it work for me? So when you show up and you shine your light, you're being that lighthouse for them, saying, I am worthy. You are worthy. It goes both ways. Your audience is waiting for you. They don't care how long you've needed to get ready. They have been waiting. They are ready. You've taken your time. Now it's time for you to take the stage. You know, when I go to see Pearl Jam, which I do a lot, sometimes I line up at 4 a.m. It used to be 8 a.m. and then it turned into 6 a.m. and then it turned into 4 a.m. And I'm even embarrassed to admit this, but in Austin in 2023, I camped out on the sidewalk just once, and I didn't do it on purpose. My friend, we walked out of the 2 concerts back to back. We walked out, and my friend Crystal walked out, and we were talking to some friends in line, and she crossed her arms and she said, I'm staying. And I was like, what do you mean you're staying? We don't have any stuff with us. We don't have any camping stuff. We're not campers. What do you mean? I'm like, I have a nighttime routine. I have a skincare routine. I have vitamins I take. I got to brush my teeth. I want to sleep in comfortable clothes. I need like 5 pillows. What do you mean we're staying? She's like, well, I'm staying. I'm like, well, I'm not going to let you sleep on the sidewalk by yourself. Now, granted, we were there with a lot of friends that we knew, but as far as the closeness, like her and I were like, we didn't have anyone that was as close as each other. So I didn't want her there without me, and I was being protective. She didn't care. I should have let her done whatever. It all worked out great, but I slept on the freaking sidewalk. Okay. Your fans are ready. So get ready. Just step into the light and be ready. It'll feel terrifying, but you have to trust yourself that you've done the work and you've earned it. So if there's more to learn, or if you want some help, then you ask for it and you receive the support that is required. But you're ready, darling. If you weren't, you wouldn't be listening to this right now. And if you think that what you're creating or what you're working on or what you're building or your big dream doesn't matter and it's not important or no one cares about it, or maybe it doesn't heal the world or help the world, so why should I bother? First of all, that is none of your business. If people want to buy what it is you are selling, sell it to them. If people want to read what it is you are writing, please write it for them. Oh my gosh. And as you do this, as you bring people joy and information and whatever it is that you bring them, and the abundance shows up for you, you get to donate to charities or volunteer. So even if what you're doing isn't quote unquote making a difference in the world, use your money, use your wealth to make a difference. We have to solve problems. Not every problem we're solving for everybody is helping the planet or saving people's lives, but it matters. It's all connected. You matter and your dreams matter. So do the damn thing. A little while ago, I was one of the main mindfulness consultants for a big retail brand, and I was on a Zoom call with them prepping for an event we were doing, and they had said, hey, we're making jeans, we're not curing cancer. Like, I get that this is, what we do is a big deal, but look, everybody calm down, right? Like, why are we stressing out so much every day at work? I was like, you know what? You're right. And the jeans that you're making are employing tens of thousands of people, and millions of people around the world wear them. So they are contributing and they are donating a lot of money to a lot of good causes. So even if you think, hey, I'm just making this thing, I'm not curing cancer, someone can pay their medical bills because you've employed them, right? You're buying something from someone who is then making money off of it, and they could pay their medical bills. All right. Do not judge your mission and do not dim your light. You don't get to do that ever again. My podcast, I get to tell you what to do. Okay. So unless you've clicked off, that's the truth, my love. You are doing such important work. So please show up. Allow others to find you. I want you to scream it from the rooftops. This is what I do. Now, a lot of people get really shy and they feel like their family or their friends are going to judge them, so they don't post or email or text about what it is they're up to when it comes to building their business or the help that they want to give or the thing that they're creating or the book that they're writing in secret, right? It's like, hey, if you've got the best true crime book in your mind and you need to write it and you think your friends and family are going to think you're a freak, guess what? You will be the freakiest multimillionaire who can buy them all fabulous Christmas presents. Okay. So please get out of your head, go right down right into that bright green emerald heart chakra and follow your bliss. You get to let it be easy when you get out of your own way and stop making assumptions about what other people want and what other people think. Okay? And if you feel like, well, I don't have an audience, no one's going to pay attention to me, get in front of other people's audiences. I have guests on my podcast. They get to be in front of my audience. I go on other people's podcasts. I get to be in front of their audiences. I am choosing to follow love. I am not listening to my ego, and I don't want you to either. When we listen to our ego, we tend to hide. But whoever's audience it is needs to know you. They need to hear what you have to say. They need to know what you're up to. And if and when you can lead from a place of generosity, please do it. I go deeper into this in my Wealth Comes from Love episode on the show, so please go back and watch that one if you haven't watched it already. I believe it was Anne Frank who said, nobody ever became poor by giving too much. And that beautiful young woman's life, as hard as it was extended enough for her to write that diary to help and inspire so many and tell a story that healed so many, that opened up so many people's eyes because of somebody else's generosity to protect her. So lean into being generous. This doesn't mean you give all your money away all the time. And if you're one of those people and you win the lottery, I'm not saying give all your money away, but you can be generous with your thoughts, with your heart, with your time, and with your wallet. When kind people have wealth, the world is a better place. Now I'm going to lead you on a guided meditation. So if you're not a meditation person, it's okay. Just listen to it. Listen to it and use your imagination. Try something on for the first time. If you were actually live at my Let It Be Easy class that I taught, this is a different meditation. So tune in. Here we go. What I'd love you to do, if you are able to, is get into a comfortable position and close your eyes. If you're not able to close your eyes, like you're driving or you're cooking, don't close your eyes. Just use your imagination. And when I say get into a comfortable position, you don't want to have any distractions from how you're sitting or standing. If you're, leaning on your arm and your arm's falling asleep, then shake it out. If you're wearing something and it feels a little bit uncomfortable, loosen it. If you're able to, then remove that thing that's uncomfortable. Okay? This meditation is for ease, for clarity, for power, and for permission. So I want you to allow yourself to visualize and to feel. And if you're not a visual person, then do your best to tune into imagining the feeling of the things that I'm talking about. And I want you to just breathe. Just start by breathing. It doesn't have to be these deep breaths. But if you feel like you're a little bit anxious today and you want to take some deep grounding breaths to ground yourself, then go ahead and do that. And once you feel a bit more grounded and a bit more centered, just start to take some natural breaths. I only ask, if you get into shallow breathing, that you start to take some deeper healing breaths. Every time we breathe in, we are receiving love. We are love. Receive more of who you are. And every time we exhale, we are sharing that love with the world. We are being generous with our heart. And go ahead and ground your energy. You might do this just by rubbing your feet on the floor, or you might visualize a grounding cord. A grounding cord is anything that helps you to feel grounded and sturdy. I often imagine a beautiful tree trunk, like a big redwood, coming from my root chakra, that little spot that I'm sitting on, right at the base of my tailbone, and I make it as wide as my hips or the chair that I'm sitting on. And it's strong and it's sturdy. There's no way I could fall off of it. You are so grounded. You are so safe. If you're sharing this with children, you might encourage them to imagine a crayon or a rainbow or even a waterfall. It could be a beam of light. There's no right or wrong way to ground your energy. If you're listening to this outside, just simply put your feet on the ground or touch a leaf or a tree. Be here now. Be in your body. It is in this body that we are creating our lives in the human experience that we've chosen to have. And from this place of being grounded, I want you to scan your entire being, all the way from the top of your head, which is your crown, down past your feet. And if there's anything that's in your way, any worries, any fears, any doubts, any limiting beliefs, any old stories on repeat, I want you to flush them, send them down your grounding cord, release them back into the earth. This grounding cord is going all the way down, 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 down into the center of our planet. Our beautiful earth will recycle this energy that you're letting go of into something new and beautiful and powerful for you or someone else. And if it helps, you can even imagine a big, gorgeous crystal. Any sort of crystal you'd like, knowing this crystal is all yours and it's right in the middle of this beautiful planet, connected to your grounding cord. And this crystal's only job is to take care of you and receive everything that you're letting go of. Giving you full permission to let go, alchemizing your breath as you exhale love, being a light and in service to the world and to all the connectedness of every being in the universe, at home in love. When you're ready, move into your heart. Your beautiful heart chakra right in the center of your chest. Your heart chakra is an emerald green, so beautiful, like the Emerald City of Oz. It's gorgeous, it's healthy, it's strong. It is love. And this beautiful bright green light expands all the way around your body, your chest, your lungs, your underarms, your shoulder blades that become your angel wings. You are surrounded by love. This is who you are. Allow your heart chakra to expand so big as you can imagine, that you yourself could go inside of it. If it helps to imagine yourself being smaller, you may, but just go right into your beautiful heart. It's perfect in there. It's just the right temperature. You don't need a jacket unless you enjoy wearing one. And just be in love. Your feet are comfortable. You might be barefoot. You might be wearing comfortable shoes. It doesn't matter. Your whole body, your whole being is comfortable. And I want you to start to look around inside your gorgeous heart. Imagine it like a palace. It's a palace of love that is within you. Start to look around at this beautiful green light, the shade that makes you so happy, so peaceful, almost like the sun is coming in through these emerald leaves. It's a happy green, not an annoying green. It's your emerald city. You get to decorate it any way you'd like. The furniture can be comfortable or fashionable. It's perfect, just as you imagine. And we're at a moment of time where you get to be by yourself in this space. So everyone who helps you, who supports you, who takes care of you, your family, your friends, your pets, your clients, they're all outside. Only you are inside. They might be waiting for your grand entrance outside, or maybe they've just left after a big party or a presentation, but for whatever reason, you're inside the palace of your heart by yourself. Let yourself be there. Know that you are safe. You are loved in love. Next, I just want you to simply notice. Notice what's in this space. In this space of your abundance, your awesomeness, where you've stepped in fully into your power. There is no playing small or playing big. Just see your name. Your name is a name that others love, admire, and respect. Others look up to you. They listen to what you have to say. They read what you write. They watch your videos, your interviews, anything that you're in. You are influential and inspirational, however it feels easy for you to be that, in whatever size community you choose to be that. You make a difference. You are light. And in this magical space that's all yours, you notice a mirror, a big, beautiful, ornate mirror, like out of a fairy tale. And go ahead and walk up to the mirror. And to the left and to the right of the mirror, or even on the mirror, you find shelves. These shelves are yours. They're full of your books, your awards, your photographs. You might not even know what some of those awards mean or what those books are. You might not have even been the one to have written them. They might be journals of gratitude written by other people. It doesn't matter. I'm simply asking you to notice them. Notice these tokens of your influence. There might be photographs in beautiful frames of people smiling from the joy that you've brought them in your life, just by being exactly who you are and creating whatever it is you create. Now, after looking to the left and right of the mirror at the tokens of your influence, you look directly into the mirror. You see your own beautiful reflection. You see yourself the way you want the world to see you, how you'd like the world to experience you, your beauty, your power, your strength, even how you'd like the world to experience your posture, your eyes, your clothing, your stature. You are finally and fully experiencing yourself the way others get to experience you in all of your power and all of your light. You get to be in awe of yourself. This is how they see you. In your mind and in your heart, out loud if you'd like, say, "This is how they see me." Do I really look like this? Do I really have this energy? Yes, you do. Go ahead and receive this true and strong and loving, powerful image of yourself for a few more moments. Perfectly imperfect. Don't worry about your age. What you see is perfect. Because what you see is love. Now, what's about to happen next is you're going to lean in. And this version of you, the truth of who you are, is going to gently and softly tell you what to expect for your future. Only good, only blessings. Whatever you're supposed to know and be told, you will be told. If there is something you're not supposed to know yet, you won't hear it. You won't know it. But allow yourself to stay open and receive this wisdom from your future self. If you're supposed to travel the world, if you're supposed to have your own show, whoever you're supposed to impact, just listen and be surprised. Don't judge what you're being told. You're listening for a next big step that present you may or may not feel ready for. Allow yourself to really receive this big, big dream. So lean in and ask, what is coming next for me? I am worthy and deserving of my happiest life. What may I expect? What grand adventure am I going on in life? Listen for how you play big, not small. If this feels hard, just come back to it again later or tomorrow. But allow yourself to sit through the rest and just be. Be and feel into your own power and possibility, knowing that you impact people for the highest and best of everyone involved. No matter what past hurts, any guilt, any shame, any fear, any worries, any wrongdoings you want to make right, know that at your core, you're a good person and you deserve wonderful things. So allow yourself to receive what's next. Only from the light. Notice any resistance coming through. Allow yourself to be peaceful. Allow yourself to focus. Don't question it. Don't wonder how it's going to happen. Just take a peek. Receive a clue. And this gets to be your secret for now. You get to just have it. Now, before we wrap up, I want you to lean in and ask this future version of yourself one question. It can be any question that you'd like what's my first step? Or how did I get there? How do I get out of my own way? Ask a question and listen for the answer. Don't overthink it. Allow yourself to be surprised. There is joy in being playful. You're going to say goodbye soon, so if there's any spoilers you want to get, ask and receive them now. And when you feel complete, say thank you. It's good to see you. Thank you for being beautiful and powerful. Thank you for showing up as the true essence of who I am and how others see me. And when you're ready, you'll gently step away from the mirror, looking around at the beautiful palace in your heart. And if there's a token that you'd like to take with you, just place it in your pocket. You may do that. To always remember who you truly are and what's next to create a life of ease, peace, and love, always. When you're ready, you may leave the palace. If there's a crowd out there celebrating you, take a bow. And simply check in with your grounding cord. Remember that you are still grounded. Check in with your grounding cord. Know that you are still grounded. If it helps, start to rub your feet on the ground, rub your hands together. If you're outside in nature, you'd like to touch a plant or a tree to reconnect back into your body, do that. It helps to move your body around and rub your hands. Start to wake up all your chakras and come back in. Stretch and breathe and be. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And I encourage you to write down what you heard, what you saw, and who you are. That future version of you exists right now. And all you have to do is allow it. Well, dear one, I will leave you with that. I hope this has felt completely peaceful and empowering and interesting and fun, and that you come back to it multiple times throughout the year. Because just imagine if today you created what's next for 12 months and you did this every 3-4 months or even 6 months, your life will continue showing up for you. And that's what I want for you always. So whenever it is that you are listening to this episode, know that you are loved, know that you matter, know that you are magical. And I wish you the most beautiful, abundant day and night. Be well. See you soon.